Hello, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. The changing reality of retirement. Man, this is something to give me a little bit of trouble before I retired and right afterwards for a couple of months. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, how much the idea of retirement has changed just since we've been born, man, just in our lifetimes. I mean, you look back 40, 50, 60 years ago when we was just little kids. You know, retirement back then was just kind of hanging out, and enjoying life, But anymore, with all this outside noise telling you something else, this new age of retirement, when everybody has to squeeze all the juice they can out of retirement, it just don't fit in. It's like putting a square peg in a round hole. And I think it does a lot more harm than it does good, because it puts a person under a lot of pressure because every time you turn around, you see that mess, retiring to something, I mean, they want you to be an active senior now, I mean, it's pervasive, I guess you'd say, throughout the retirement community. They make it seem like daggone what would be considered a middle class retirement decades ago is poverty level or just getting by. And it ain't true, man. It just ain't true. But people's, idea of retirement now due to outside sources it's gotten to where 40, 50, 60 years ago, it would have been a rich lifestyle. Now they're wanting everybody to have that kind of lifestyle. They're selling people a bill of goods that most people just can't afford. Simple as that. In return, it makes people feel like they're behind. Might make people work longer and have to save more than they actually need. It makes them feel, it makes them feel bad. They can't live that way, so they don't have enough money, so it makes them want to hang in there. And I think it does more harm than good. I think that's why a lot of people I think it's a good idea to have an idea of what kind of retirement you're looking at. Be realistic and honest with yourself. Do you really need to take a cruise every month? Or a big flashy vacation every year. If you do, that's fine, man. I got no problem with it. I have a problem with trying to afford a retirement that's put out there and they act like it's something that everybody should strive for. I have a big daggone problem with that. Because it just ain't so, man. And it make it seem like if you ain't doing it that way, you're missing out on something. And that ain't true either, man. Just be sure the retirement that you really want to do, that you do. You don't follow any of that junk out yonder. Some people need that stuff, man. They're all the time striving to get ahead, goal setting. They need to feel a purpose. They need to retire to something. But that ain't for the majority of people I know. Anyways, it just isn't. It's not the way I realized. I saw retirement when I was a kid. It ain't the way I see it now. All I was looking for out of retirement was to have the same life I had before, except I didn't have to work no more. So when the time comes that I didn't need a job to live on anymore, I got. I ain't telling anybody to get out there early. I think the ideal time to get out is at 65 because you can qualify for Social Security. It might not be full Social Security, but you can qualify for it, and you're eligible for Medicare. Those are the two biggest things that scare people in retirement, is running out of money and the health insurance cost. You get those two at 65. But, as far as that other stuff, I don't understand it, man. I don't know why they tell you to spend on experiences. To me, I'm darn near 60 years old. I got more than enough experiences, Doc, good and bad. If I don't make another one for the next 30 years, I'm good with it. It's something I have against the fire movement. I think they have a lot of good points, but that idea of spending 10, 15, 20 years scraping by, saving every daggone nickel, 85% of your stuff, your money, to me doesn't make sense. Just say, so you get an extra 10 or 15 years in retirement. You retire at 45 or 40. You know what I mean? We smooth things out. We did a little bit every year when I was working. And it's the same thing. It's the same way carried over into retirement. I built a 1950s retirement in the 21st century. So I know all about them feelings about retiring to something. I didn't retire to squat. I quit a daggone job. Simple as that. As far as squeezing all the juice I can out of retirement, man, I'm sick of squeezing juice. I want to sit and have a glass of tea now. I think it depends a lot on what kind of job you held and what kind of personality you got and all that other stuff. I'd just soon kick back and knock around than do anything. I don't think anything out there that they've got out there about the good way to retire would benefit me in the least. I can't think that I would be any more happier then doing that junk than I am just kicking back. I just can't see that. It's the same for spending on experiences. If I actually thought it was going to add that much to my retirement, I'd be all for it. But if I take a look at it, man, I just can't see, I just can't see it happening, And I'm not going to spend money just because I got it to spend. To me, that I don't understand that either. Just because I'm able don't mean I'm going to do it. They've took a daggone thing, something as simple as retirement, and they've made it so difficult. Ain't no wonder people are scared to death to retire or think they'll never be able to retire because they see all that stuff out yonder about how it should be done, and it's baloney. For me, man, you very well might need it. And this country was built on people that were go-getters, out there striving and everything, a man like me ain't climbing a daggone rock. It's just look at the ocean on the other side. It takes special people to do that. And I think it takes special people to need all that stuff. Being a retired factory flunky who just wants to enjoy living, it was easy for me to make the transition. It was easy for me to call it quits, because it just doesn't take a whole lot to live on. I think retirement is the beauty of retirement, the absolute beauty of retirement is that there's no rules to it. If there are, I get to make them, and I can change them any daggone time I feel like. It's not a one-size-fits-all proposition like they try to tell you out yonder. It just isn't. And it shouldn't be. We didn't buy the same pair of shoes or the same type of house, or we didn't even have the same type of daggone job. Why should retirement fit into some little box somewhere? And everybody's be the same. It don't sound right on the face of it to me. I think, man, it takes regular people a long time, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrificing and scrimping just to get it to retirement. I think you've earned the right to spend it however the heck you please. But them keep throwing it in your face like that everywhere you turn, man. Magazine articles, stuff on the TV, on YouTube, telling you, hey, you got to have this to have a fulfilling retirement. And some people do, Doc, but I'm a dinosaur. I didn't want any of that mess. I thought we had a heck of a life before I worked. The idea that I could have the same life and not have to work for a living, shoot, tickled the snot out of me. I got just as quick as I could. But anyways, man, y'all take care of yourselves, man. You enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to y'all later.